Walk-ons, what's going on? It's Sam Stillwater, walk-on coach. And man, I just realized that it is early June, so y'all are about to transition to college. Some of y'all are about to transition, and man, congrats first of all. You graduated high school, whatever challenges you had in high school, you overcame those. And excuse me, y'all, drinking my protein shake, my no-name protein shake, because I just finished working out. But um, you overcame those obstacles, right? And now you're getting ready to dive into a new stage in your life. And a lot of y'all don't know what that even looks like because nobody has given you that information. You might be a first generation college student, you might be a first generation student athlete. So that's why I'm here, to prepare you for those challenges. You're gonna have fun throughout all this stage in your life. Is gonna have a lot of fun, but of course there's gonna be some challenges that come with it. And that's why I'm here to help you prepare for that student athlete life, that walk-on life. So I figured that I would give y'all an idea of what your schedule will be like as a student athlete. But first, shout out to my guy, Will B. Will B just committed to St. Thomas University for track. And man, I appreciate you being a subscriber. I appreciate your comments. And man, I can't wait to see how you excel at St. Thomas. I can't wait to hear your name. Can't wait to see the highlights, all that good stuff. So if any of y'all are having any type of success, if y'all are committing, getting scholarships, choosing what college you're going to walk on to, what sport you're going to walk on to, talking to coaches, developing relationships, whatever you're doing and you're having success at it, you finally walk on to the team, let me know in the comments, man. I would love to give y'all a shout out, because not only do we want to give information, but we want to make sure that y'all are taking information and y'all are using it and y'all are getting results. And when y'all get results, I want to give y'all a shout out. Now, if you're having challenges, which we all will have, of course, look at my videos, and I know I try to cover a lot of the obstacles that I know about, but there's some things that I don't know about too. So if you are having some challenges, go ahead and comment too. And even if you're not comfortable putting it in the comments, shoot me a message on IG at @2begreat. That's at @TOBE_great. Shoot me a message up there. All right, so let's dive into this student athlete schedule. This schedule is based on my experience at North Carolina A&T as a walk-on athlete, combined with what I saw my fellow athletes schedule on what that looked like. So I combine that together to give you an idea of what your schedule may be. Now, with the group of athletes and past athletes that we have on this channel, if yours was different, drop it in the comments. Tell me how it was different, because it's going to help somebody else. It may give somebody else, a better idea of what their schedule will be at the school that they go to. So drop it in the comments. Now remember, in at least one or two of my videos, I mentioned that my major was architectural engineering, and I was a walk-on athlete. Now, engineering, any type of engineering, is probably one of the hardest majors you can pick as far as your schedule, as far as challenge with the freaking different types of math we have to take, calculus 2, calculus 3, physics 1 and 2, and a whole bunch of other stuff, right? So my schedule may be a little bit different than yours depending on what major you pick, but because I did pick that major, I'm giving y'all basically the hard of hards, so y'all should be prepared for anything, really. All right, so let's start off. So let's say we're in season. So for football, this is fall. This is August to December, right? So let's start with Monday. Monday starts around 6 a.m. But I take that back. Monday starts around 4:45 a.m. because you have to lift at 6 a.m. Okay? So you have to get up, brush your teeth, do whatever you gotta do. Then you gotta make it to the field house, which is what we call it, where our gym was, where our practice field was, all that. You gotta make it there however far that is. I know for me, from my dorm to the field house, good 5 minutes. A good 5 minute, I take that back. Let's say it was a good 2 to 3 minute drive, but the walk was a good 7-8 minutes because you don't always have a vehicle to get there, right? And then even the campus shuttles are not running at 5 a.m., right? So you got to count for all that. So weightlifting, 6 a.m. So because you have practice and meetings around 2 or 3 o'clock, you have to get all your classes in before that time. So most of the time, my first class had to start at 8. So if my classes started at 8, I had to lift at 6 a.m. And let's say we ended at 7 a.m. Okay, now I gotta take a shower, and don't forget, we had to eat breakfast. Oh, it was mandatory for athletes. So I have to take a shower, get to the cafeteria, eat breakfast, change or whatever I'm gonna do, and then make it to class at 8 o'clock. So classes for me typically were 50 minutes or 150 minutes. Now, so let's just say that first class at 8 a.m. was a 50-minute class. So from 8 to 9 a.m., you're in class 1. For example, one of my first classes was chemistry. Early in the morning, going to a class as hard as chemistry, where a teacher barely taught, was freaking hard, and I was always tired. Okay, so you get out of class at 8:50, really, and then let's say you have another class that starts at 9. Now you don't know where on campus this class may be. This class could be 5 minutes away, or could be way across campus. So you either walk or you take the shuttle. Now the shuttles, they didn't have a fixed schedule. Like, you could get out of class at 8:50, go wait for the shuttle, and be waiting for the shuttle till 8:58, and then they don't get your class to freaking 9:15. Or you could be waiting till 9 to 8:52, and then they end up getting you to class by 9:05, something like that. There was no telling if they would get you there on time. So most of the time you were better off walking, but you're rushing to get to class on time. Either way, so you get to your class at 9:02 or whatever, right? You sit down, and let's just say here is your hour and 50-minute class. Now the hour and 50-minute classes were, I think I did have some my senior year maybe, but not as much. At the freshman and sophomore years, this schedule is very accurate for freshmen and sophomores. So let's just say you're in class from 9 to 10:50. This is an hour 50-minute class. And let's just say this is a physics lab class, or let's just match it with chemistry. It'll be your chemistry lab class. So you get out of class at 10:50, right? Then you have one more 50-minute class, and let's just say this is your physics class. And so you're in class from 11 to 11:50, and then you don't have class till 1 now, so you got a little hour in there. But wait, you have to go eat. Your stomach is growling by now. You ate at 7 a.m. So now you gotta go get lunch. Now you're getting lunch between 11:50 and 1, which is the worst time of day to get lunch because the cafeteria is packed. So you have to rush to the cafeteria, freaking juke your way through the line, and make sure you can get 2 or 3 plates in, because one plate, it was never enough. Especially if you're an athlete trying to gain weight, you need to get as much calories as you can in that little bit of time. And you got to talk to people. Everybody's going to want to talk to you. You got friends and all that good stuff. You have 11:50 to 1 o'clock to handle all that. Then you have to rush to class at 1 o'clock. You're rushing from the cafeteria, and remember, this is August. It is fall. It's hot outside. It's, especially in North Carolina, let's just say it's 89 degrees to be safe. It's hot. You're rushing to class, so by the time you get to class, you're sweating. And for me, when I'm sweating and hot, I can't focus the first few minutes. I got to cool off a little bit. I don't want to be dripping sweat on my papers and all that good stuff. So you get to class, cool off for a minute, and you get to class at, let's say, 102, you cool off, it's 107, right? So now you're focused. And just for this one, let's just say this is another hour and 50-minute class. Typically for me, it was a 50-minute class, and I would have 2 50-minute classes back to back before practice. But just for this schedule's sake, let's say you got an hour 50-minute class, and let's say this is like math or something, right? So you're in class from 1 to 2:50, and don't forget, you just ate. You're trying to gain weight. You're trying to have build some muscle. So you just ate a pretty decent meal, and you're rushing and you're hot. So you're in class, focusing as much as you can, but you're drifting off a little bit because you got the itis a little bit from lunch. That's natural. That's normal. I dealt with it every single day. Okay? So let's say you get out of class at 2:50. Now, meetings start at 3. So let's say you're at point A on campus. Meetings in the field house is all the way at point F on campus. So now you're in a hard math class, you're tired, and you're doing the best you can to focus and grasp what the professor is teaching, but you also have to leave early. You have to leave by 2:40 to get to meetings on time, because if you don't get to meetings on time, you might be running. And as a matter of fact, everybody might be running if you're late to a meeting. Okay? So you rush to freaking practice, and you gotta have all your stuff basically with you all day, because you don't have time to go back to the dorm and get anything like your whatever you need to take a shower after practice, all that good stuff, your playbook. You have to have it with you all day, so you're walking around with a book bag full of stuff, which makes the walks between classes even harder. Man, I told y'all this schedule is no joke. Get ready for it. So let's say you have meetings at 3, and then practice starts at 4:30, and then you're in practice from 4:30 to 6:30, going hard. Now you have to go hard at practice, or how are you going to excel? Especially for us walk-ons, we have to go extra hard. We're sweating and everything. You were already basically running off of 6 hours of sleep. You done went through all your classes. Now you got to go extra hard at practice. Is exhausting yourself even more. That's the life. So you're in practice from 4:30 to 6:30, right? And you have a decent practice, hopefully, and then you get out of practice, you go take a shower in the locker room. That's the most efficient way to do it, besides going back to the room, and you change, and then you have to go eat again, because the cafeteria closes at 8:30. So you got out of practice at you actually got to leave the field house at 6:45. So you make it to the cafeteria around 7:15, and you eat, right? You got to get 2-3 plates. Now, the good thing about getting to the caf at 7:15 is that it's usually not as packed as 6 o'clock is packed. So that's a good thing. You get to go in there and kind of go ahead and wind down on your day, talk and all that good stuff, eat good. So let's say you finish eating around 7:45. So you start walking back to your dorm or wherever you're going. Oh, and you know what I forgot? You might not be walking back to your dorm because you have study hall. Now for me, I pretty much had great grades, so at a certain GPA level, I believe it was, you didn't have to go to study hall. So I didn't have to go to study hall. But you have to go to study hall. You gotta go to study hall after you just ate, after practice, you're dead tired, and you cannot go to sleep in there. You have to do your homework. So let's say you go to study hall and you're in study hall for, say, 8 to 10 p.m. And that's being nice because it was a certain amount of hours in a week you had to get in for study hall. So 2 hours in a day that's pretty nice, just being in there 2 hours. So let's say you finish your homework. Or actually, I take that back. You don't finish your homework. Because a lot of times I had 60 question homeworks for 3 different classes, and it was due on Friday or Monday of the next week. So it was almost impossible. But let's say you did a good amount of homework, and so from 10, after study hall, you walk back to your dorm. But here's the thing, 10 to 12, you're dead tired from your day. You could do some more homework, or you can choose to do something else, like go hang out with some friends or go out. This is supposed to be a Monday, so I don't know why you'll be going out on a Monday. I wouldn't recommend that. But there's other stuff you can get into, or you could go to sleep, which would be smart because you're dead tired. So that sums up your Monday, right? Now, the difference on Tuesday is we didn't have to lift every morning. So Tuesday, you might get to sleep in. You might get to sleep in an extra hour and get up. Instead of getting up at 4:45, you might be able to get up at 6:45. Actually get 2 hours of sleep, which honestly, it feels good. Any extra sleep always feels good. So, but your classes will be pretty much the same. Lunch, practice, of course, will be the same, and Tuesday is pretty much the same. Then Wednesday is just like Monday. Thursday is just like Tuesday. Friday is just like Monday and Wednesday, basically. And depending on if you're a walk-on and you're not on a travel team yet, you might have to get up and do something that morning, like we had to, or some type of workout, some type of lift. Or you could, if you're on a travel squad, you might have a walkthrough of some sorts later in the day. And if you're on a travel squad, you might even have to leave that day to if there's an away game, you might have to leave that day. Even our home games, I think they went to a hotel on Friday. So Friday is done. That's your Friday. Now Saturday, if you're on a travel squad, you can forget having your own choices. Everything the coach tells you to do, the coach plans out your Saturday. From sunrise, from when you get up in the morning until after game time, the coach has your day planned. And whatever the coach says you're doing, that's what you're doing. Now for walk-ons, if it's a home game, you might have to be at the field by 1 o'clock so you can go to the cafeteria and eat once you get up, and be at the field by 1 o'clock to get ready for the game. Or if it's an away game, sure, you might have a day to yourself. Honestly, it sounds good, but it ain't good. The walk-ons, we would rather be with the team, because when you're at the school and you're going to the cafeteria at whatever time, and people are seeing you in the cafeteria and then know you're on the football team, they're walking up to you like, what are you doing in here? Aren't you on the football team? Aren't they in Oklahoma for an away game? And every time you gotta find an excuse to tell them, but that's besides the point. As y'all can tell, I'm traumatized from that. So I'm traumatized from that experience. But anyway, so let's say you win the game. So let's say you get out of the game by 7 o'clock and you get, free by 8, 9, or 10, right? That's when you get to do what you do. You get to go out, be with your friends. That's your free time. You get to go have fun or whatever. That's what I mean by fun. It can get really fun on Saturdays. Then you wake up on Sunday and depending on how your body is, you might have to go do rehab at the field house. You gotta eat. You probably gotta get some homework in. You probably gotta get some study hall in, and that's pretty much your Sunday. Just chopping your time up between those things. And guess what? It's freaking Monday again, and it's just a constant cycle. Working like that. But that is what the schedule is. That's the reality. Once again, if y'all schedule was a little bit different, like I've heard some people have to get up a little bit earlier for workouts. If that's the case, if you experienced that, drop that in the comments. I want to know, and I know the other, walk-ons and student athletes or future student athletes, they want to know it too. So I'm thinking about making a PDF and putting it on the walkoncoach.com, which is in the description. Remember, cell phones only. If I can put another PDF on the site, I will put this mock schedule on the site so you will have it to study and you can use it to start preparing yourself for the student athlete life and the student athlete schedule, the walk-on athlete life and the walk-on athlete schedule. But once again, man, I appreciate everybody's comments. I appreciate y'all subscribing. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, man. It's a lot I have in store for you, and if you haven't gone back and watched the videos I've already done, go watch those, man. There's so much information I'm giving out from the walk-on experience that I think is critical for you to know. And don't forget to go to the website and also put in your name and email to sign up to receive that free insider information from me. Man, I really do appreciate y'all. Don't forget y'all can find me on IG at ToBeGreat, TOBE_great. And man, I will see y'all next time. Thank y'all for watching Sam Stillwell Walk-On Coach.